taking a tour of the Fort Klock.
I had a golden retriever. Yeah, I got us a puppy. Yeah, chewing fish.
Is it working? Okay.
So are you related to Skip? Who passed away in
You
Barshine?
know Skip?
I don't know him, but I just saw the memorial plaque.
Yes, ma'am. No, I'm not. So, welcome to Fort Klock. My name is Les Bearclaw, president of Fort Klock, also head interpreter. And that part of the building we were just standing in before, that was built in 1750 by Johannes Klock. And he had this kitchen on 1764. It was built as a fortified homestead, thick walls, thick shutters, and thick doors. And no musket balls could go through them. But the way it really started was Hendrix Klock. His father came from the Rhineland area of Germany, and they call them the Palatines. And the latter part of the 1600s, there was a lot of taxation, other wars going on in Germany, and they left and went to Holland for many years. After a while, they heard England was sending people to New America, and they went down and camped out on the British shores. After a while, they finally sent them out on ships between Maryland and Virginia. And Hendrix Klock and his folks wound up coming up the Hudson River, and they worked in a pine tar camp for Governor Hunter. Would you want to lay on a bed? Would you be comfortable there?
No, I don't want her to get too comfortable.
Oh.
Thank you. I just don't want her whining. Bothering you.
So they sent him out on ships between Maryland and Virginia, and Hendrix Klock and his folks wound up coming up the Hudson River. They worked in a pine tar camp for Governor Hunter. That was the pine trees that pitch that they used to seal the British ships with. And Johannes was born in a log cabin in 1711 down there in the Catskills. But regretfully, the pine tar wasn't the right quality for the king. So the folks went on their merry way. They worked for him. They were not indentured. And some went up between Schoharie County, some came to Montgomery County. And some, I had a lady one day behind me, we went up to Lake Luzerne in the Adirondacks. She happened to be a Klock relative, which was interesting. And Johannes bought this property in 1742, part of the Harrison patent. It was a bunch of gentlemen that bought something like 70-something thousand acres from the Mohawk Indians. Now, did you come from this way?
Yes.
Yes, through Stone Arabia.
Okay, from where Nellis and St. Johnsville border is, to, if you go continue here, to East Canada Creek, behind Beardsley Castle, the other side of St. Johnsville. They divvied up in quarter-mile wide sections. Quarter mile this way, 4 miles north of the Mohawk River. We had waterfront property. And the other parts up north of this here was all smaller plots they had. The Klock, Johannes Klock here, we're plot number 11. His brother George and Jacob were plot number 13, about 3/4 of a mile down here going towards town. And it was a grain and wheat farm for many, many years. And we don't know when it became a dairy farm, but that little building out there is a cheese house. It's been converted to a residence, and that was built around 1830, so that's when we assumed it became a full-fledged dairy farm. And as time progressed, the Klocks are still here. 1936, New York State comes through checking cows for tuberculosis. Approximately 98% of Life Klock, who was here now, his cows had tuberculosis. So they loaded them up, sent them down here to St. Johnsville, shipped them out to be destroyed. And it wasn't long afterwards, he's walking up to the barn to milk the cows that he had, and he died of a heart attack. So his wife is here with the 2 twin boys that were born in this house in 1926, like Junior and Adam. So that made him like 10. And she hired a handyman to help her. And there's 2 stories we had. One, the barn got hit by lightning and burnt the barn down. Or did that handyman happen to knock over a lantern and burn the barn down? That stone foundation you see on the ridge of the little hill over here, that's part of the original dairy barn foundation.
Oh.
You see that up there?
I did see it.
Okay.
I will look at it, yes.
Yeah. So anyhow, since she can't make a living now, she moves down here to St. Johnville to reside and for employment ship. And it was left vacant, falling apart. And that was 1936. 1954, a bunch of young lads going by up here. Triumph County Muzzleloading Club. They're looking for a clubhouse. Boy, that place would be fabulous. All the outbuildings falling apart, the windows gone here, that, and here, and everything's overgrown and such. Willis Barshide was the president of the group at that time. He found out Alec Klock Don deal in downtown, direct descendant, just bought it back for back taxes because he wanted it back in his family again. And Skip approached him and said, "Mr. Don, what are you doing with that place down there?" He said, "I'd like to fix it, because my ancestors lived here so long. And I don't have the money left." He said, "What's your intentions?" "Well, we're looking for a muzzleloading clubhouse." And his eyes lit up because this gentleman happens to parade in Memorial Day parade with his buckskins on, and he shoots his musket. And they drew up a contract to lease it for $1 a year for 30 years. Under the stipulation, the gun club comes in here, restores his homestead. Not bad for a deal, so they signed the contract, they had him $1. And when they got here through modernization, I don't have a date, that door became a window. This door became a window. That window became a door, and the fireplace was removed. Now, when Johannes had his kitchen on, he made a new entrance to go upstairs, and he also made a new cellar entrance. You look at this picture here, you can see the stairs, and you can see the cellar door here with the window. So, when the boys got here, when that door was over there, the floor kind of got rugged away from all the water coming down the hill. And through car wash and cake sales, they might from end to end, and that. Where your glasses are sitting there, that's the spring in the basement. That's the root cellar, and this is some of the other outbuildings. Here you see that here from the creek side, there's 2 windows here. So, they wanted to put it back the way it used to be. So if you look at the stones outside the wall, outside the door, they're verticals. And they knew those were doors, so we're going to put it back the way it used to be.
Yeah.
So, God was a historian of his old age. He was on my thing. We came in here one time. We wanted to talk, have some of our members, let us know stuff. I told him once that he must have sat here for an hour and a half over that pictures that he had at his house and where they were made. So,
That's all the stuff that used to be, all the hardware.
yeah. Through here, and well, we had to discontinue. And there was 2 gentlemen with them, watching them out there, helping them harvest and that stuff, and they were carrying their muskets. And across the field over here comes a bunch of other guys with muskets. They start shooting back and forth. The kids come running this way. The guys are shooting back and forth, and they were going to do a militia training Thursday. We had bags of wood guns here. So the boys would grab the guns. They were out there with these others 2 that they were with. They were shooting back and forth. They go bang, bang, attacking the other guys, which was cute. Regretfully, they left the basket of food out there.
Oh, no.
So anyhow, which was interesting, So anyhow, what they did is
Excuse me.
they cut the food up. They prepared the food, for Thursday's lunch, which is kind of root soup. You know what root vegetables are? Carrots, potatoes, onions. What's that one we did? Oh, parsnip, yeah, because they forgot how to say parsnip. That was one of the other. But we also put meat in. But that was our, so, but, any questions?
What's upstairs?
Don't start. If you recall when I said this was a tavern trade room. Original beams, original ceiling and floor. That different floor pattern over here is you notice we had a new cellar entrance down there. And this fireplace had to be refurbished because those were closed up for modernization. But this was his tavern and trade room. He used to trade bushels of oats or wheat for furs because I get more money out of the furs. So maybe for a bushel of oats you got 1 in 4 deer skins or eggs or whatever. Maybe wheat was a better grade.
So trading with Indians?
Or people.
Or hunting with the trappers?
Yeah. Could have been some Palestine down there was a trapper, okay, we're fine. They would park their canoes and bateaus up here right by the Mohawk River here, which you can see through the door, through the leaves over there. And the railroad tracks out there is the King's Highway. There's a foot and wagon path that was on the north part of the Mohawk River. And October 19, 1780, there's a Battle of Stone Arabia going up here in the hill. It started off over in Schoharie County by Old Stone Fort. And it was the British with John Johnson, the Mohawk Indians with Joseph Brant, Tyne was his name. And it came across the river. There was a big battle here by Stone Arabia. You saw the big sign out there, I guess you went past it.
Yep.
And he came past here, but there's some militia folks here. Sergeant Leonard Krause opened that door, shot, killed the British soldier off his horse. Went out, took his bridle, his saddle, and the water bucket, because it was a running battle pass here. And we only know that is because our military pension plan in Albany, but there's a little footnote on the bottom, a ball came through a loophole upstairs. Ricocheted off a beam, hit Widow Hannah in the head, didn't kill her. Probably Fritz, not Frack. Not Fritz and Frack.
And there's also, Beckstead.
You're not here in the front of the house.
Right there?
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's Skip Barshot in the suit. And that's Alex Klock down and his wife.
Revolutionary War era clothing.
Yeah, yeah. The only reason I wore my leather pants.
One pair that would probably actually fit me.
There you go.
Small ones in one. Watch your head.
Oh, man, you better watch your head. I'm short enough to clear it.
Oh, wow.
Nikki has one of those.
Yeah.
So the whole upstairs would have been a bedroom because he had 11 children.
Oh, my goodness.
It is the original beams, original ceiling from 1750, all posted
No
beams.
internet, no television.
And we keep some coverlets over there and some coverlets over here. You heard the old expression, sleep tight? Don't let the bed bugs
Hold
bite.
them ropes tight. Oh, there's a trundle in it.
You know what that is?
That's a rope tightener for your bed.
Yeah, because you want to sleep
I
tight.
had one. I had one of those.
You wanted to sleep tight,
Tight.
you didn't want it to sag.
I had one of those. I had no idea what it was.
I thought that meant drunk, sleep drunk. 'Cause
No,
if
no.
you're tight, you're drunk. Yeah.
A slab of soapstone.
That's to keep your bed warm.
Yep. Put that down by the fireplace, get it nice and warm and toasty.
And the canopy is to keep the insects from falling on you from the thatched roof.
Yeah.
If you have a thatched roof. That looks like a warmer of some kind.
A
It's a
foot
little
warmer.
brazier, isn't it?
A foot warmer.
Put your coals in here.
There
You
you
can
go.
sit over there, you could write or sew or when you go
So
down.
they had no fireplace up here at all?
Residual heat.
Yeah. Well, see, right behind your head,
Excuse
maybe latter years they did a pot building.
Oh, okay, maybe a pot building stove was
Maybe,
there.
but that's when they had them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe you could take it down to Palatine Church, which you passed down here up the
Yeah.
corner, I guess.
Well, I was noticing that the limestone that they used for this structure is the same limestone that they used for the Palatine Church.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
You know, so. I do know there was one because somebody came here one time because they had asked me. There's a lime kiln down by here by Fort Frey.
Yep.
Oh. Which is a privately owned place.
Mm.
Cool.
You also, when you came down through Route 10?
Yeah, 10 and then over to 5.
Okay. Remember, the husband said there's something about the holes in the ceiling.
Yep, see that right
Yeah,
there.
that gentleman lived right down here in town, St. Johnsville. Moses Quigby. He designed
He
the original
invented
Bella
the
Smoke.
bee smoker, for heaven's sake.
Huh? 1855, he designed the original Bella Smoker to deter bees from singing it.
Wow.
The book Mysteries of Beekeeping.
That one right
Yeah.
Lane.
Look at
He
this one.
had, you guys got?
Not long.
Okay.
But we want to see Nellis Tavern, then we've got to hightail it back.
No, Tavern's not open.
Well, we can take pictures on the
Okay,
outside.
yeah, they're only open Sundays between 1 and 4. Sorry about that.
And we're always here the wrong day.
I saw the sign.
So. We'll watch one step going down now. Well, he had his kitchen out down. They made special spinning wheels for these because this was different fiber than wool. This is heavier. I can spin wool on it, but I can't spin flax on a wool wheel. And you spin it by going clockwise. Make 2, 2, and 2. Then to fly it together, they had a little device here. You go make 2 threads. You go counterclockwise. Made much stronger material. Like my wool here.
Wind on, wind on.
And I've been fooling here with my great wheel here, the one that the spinster ladies used to use. The old ladies never married, never had children. Did some roving, which I've been practicing a bit with my karting paddles.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, if you take, you know, and then you straighten out all the fibers. If I roll it off of here, it looks like this. And that's what you did here. You wind it in, and you walk here, and you kind of
So that would have already been like,
process.
Carded.
Cleaned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clean. So, but anyhow, I've been trying to
What's that
practice
called?
this with my
You gotta admire who
Towhead.
What's it called?
It's towhead. It's
Yeah.
the flax before it actually finishes getting processed.
Yeah. Because this wheel, well, they do make spinning wheels to make very, very fine thread, which I have a lady friend of mine, Rabbi Goody, she does a lot of weaving. And, because you need thin thread for the weaving, because she does a lot of weaving. And to make that pattern of natural gold, natural gold, natural gold, we had a warping rack. Something like this here with the 4 pins, which you would weave it around. Or this one here, upright. Start off here, diagonally go around 6 times.
Wow.
Natural 6 times gold, 6 times natural, 6 times gold. Until it was 26 inches wide. That was the standard with the material back in the days. Go to a fabric store today, 45, 50 something, 60 inches I heard is the biggest one. Somebody told, for people who do quilting, to make a full quilt, they make 120 inches, which is quite interesting. Yeah. And then you're taking off the, and you would go through the first one here, bypass the second heddle, grab a string, go through the reed, over the beam, tie it here. Now I would bypass the first heddle, go through the second one, because what you do is you alternate back and forth, because you want to go this way and this way. And being it's only 2 heddles, you can only make certain patterns like checkers or stripes or whatever you want to do. You don't have to have a pattern, you could have a solid material. And then you could just, on the shovels, you would have the same color. If I go like this way, you see, notice this has been on here so damn long, and it gets sticking, twisted in that. And you run your shuttle through and pack it. And then run the shuttle through and pack it. And I had a young lady here, 2020, college student. Grandmother taught her how to weave. And her name was Beth. She went to Syracuse College, by the way. And where this dark seam is here and here and here is where we would cut it, hem it, and sell it downstairs. Now, my interpreter is Dave and Fort Klock that were here for 16 years, which I learned my tour from.
There you go.
Watch your head.
Very good. Really nice.
I'm so short, I don't need to.
Watch your head.
I know, you don't need to watch your head. I always have to watch my head. Yeah, we have to go too.
Yeah.
Take care of that little puppy dog then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Very nice.
Safe journey to Buffalo.
Thank you very much.
Or like I say, shuffle off the buffalo.
Shuffle off the buffalo.
Now,
Take care, maybe we'll see you again sometime.
It's the oven.
we hopefully get to, since our gun was
Pizza oven.
we hopefully get another reenactment here. Now,
They made it all out of
at the bottom,
cement.
well, you build a big fire in there, get it hot and toasty.
Little barn here.
So is there a place we can
Fort Klock Restoration.
Okay, I'll find it and then
Yeah.
I'll follow you.
I have a illustrious
That's how people get their news.
and
Very nice.
friend, like chairwoman, she used to be president for a few years. And then they worked together. This fellowship down here.
Okay.
You came 5 weeks.
I saw that.
Okay. They're doing it. They're fabulous. And I'm always thankful for whatever they come, like when we had to look up here, which is fantastic art. And I thank you.
Just drove by this place. Happened to find it. Huh. It's a beautiful place. Fort Klock.
So we just finished our tour of the Fort Klock house in St. Johnsville, New York. St. Johnsonville, New York. It was very interesting, very informative tour. It's a privately owned historical place, and well worth the $10 certainly. And it's it's just amazing that this structure was built in 1750 and it's still standing. So, Greg and Nancy from Over the Hill Farmstead, thanks for watching.
There's an old cannon built in a wall at the old fort. Look at that. Huh. All the limestone. What a beautiful place.